Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another Jurassic World Evolution 2 video. Now finally, long at last, we are finally getting a new update for Jurassic World Evolution 2. And at that, it's a pretty big one with a lot to cover, so I'm going to do my best in today's video to try and cover everything that I think is really worth noting. But quickly, just to go over why I haven't been uploading so much lately, is first and foremost because of a lack of content and just generally things to cover for both games I cover. I mean, I can't really help that. I could get a few park builds out, but generally speaking, I don't think they're really the point so much of my channel. I'm very much speculation. So while I'm not stopping speed builds, I do just generally don't see a place for them right now. However, I will be doing a new park build with all the new great stuff coming out in tomorrow's DLC and update. So I'm not just leaving you all left for dead, I am trying to get content out there, but regardless of that, in the small inconsistent videos I have done, the support has been crazy, so let's try and keep it on that track. So if we can smash 30 likes on today's video, that'd be awesome. And yeah, if you could also consider subscribing, that would make my day, as again I am really trying to push for 2k. That is the goal by the end of the year. All it takes is a few seconds. You don't ever have to watch me again, even though I really hope you do. But yeah, it's greatly appreciated. And yeah, but on that note, I don't want to waste any more of your time, so enjoy the video. So first and foremost, I do just want to give myself a bit of credit because I've stayed true to my word ever since, like, what, the Dominion DLC, when I've said, you know what, we're 100% going to get a DLC up September. And here we are, the Late Cretaceous DLC. So if I really had to describe this DLC, it's a big question mark. Like, literally can't really put much more of an emphasis on it. This DLC really did baffle me because I well and truly thought that we would get the Malta DLC. I mean, there's no evidence to really back it, but it's like the most demanded thing on levels with the Megalodons. So yeah, I thought it made perfect sense for us to get it. However, regardless of that, I'm still happy with this DLC. I'm not disappointed. I am definitely confused as to why it's the Late Cretaceous DLC. But regardless of that, I did, or have rather, always wanted the Styxosaurus in Jurassic World Evolution 2. If you don't believe me, you can check out my video from over a year ago at this point where I said I want the Styxosaurus. And long at last, here we go, we have it. Which brings me to my first proper point of today's video, and that is the DLC itself. So the DLC is roughly £6, €8, $8, which is actually a pretty fair price for 4 new creatures. These creatures, of course, being the Australorphaenator, Styxosaurus, Alamosaurus, and Barbarodactylus. Now, in all likeliness, I probably will still do a review for this DLC, but generally at first glance, £6 for 4 new species is actually quite a fair price in my eyes, at least. I mean, I thought the Dominion DLC was good for value. Well, this is definitely a bit of a tone down on the pricing scale compared to the other DLCs, i.e. the early Cretaceous DLC. So, you know, I'm definitely quite happy with the pricing. And it's not at all like the creatures in this DLC are not worth their buck either. I mean, the Alamosaurus is the only sauropod other than the Dreadnoughtus variant that we've actually got from a DLC. And I mean, the Styxosaurus is literally glow in the dark. I mean, it makes no sense whatsoever, but I'm here for it. I'm loving these funky designs that Frontier are giving us, and yeah, I'm all for it. The Australorphaenator is kind of, in my eyes at least, the non-hybrid Indoraptor. I mean, I'm assuming they're going to have the same animation pack, which is a bit disappointing, but A, that's not confirmed, and B, that's just my judgment. I'd assume they'd have the same animation pack, but again, nothing's confirmed. And then with the Barbarodactylus, I was certainly a bit disappointed. I was really hoping for like a Rhamphorhynchus or something, but again, it's still a dinosaur. No, actually, it's a pterosaur at that. But yeah, it's basically just a smaller Geosternbergia, which is, again, a bit disappointing, but I'll take it. It's another pterosaur to add to the roster. Now, the Late Cretaceous DLC also comes alongside a new update, which is one of those big spontaneous updates we get. And this one is actually quite promising. Now, I'm not going to go over every nook and cranny that this update offers because, frankly, I'd be here for ages. So I'm just going to go over the most notable things and the things that personally got me quite excited. If you do want to check out the full update, though, I will leave a link to the forums down in the description. But anyways, I'm so happy to say that finally we're getting Lagoon decorations. Now, I'm beyond happy with this, as evident. However, I'm also, you know, a bit doubtful now because I thought that if we were going to get Lagoon decorations, it would be alongside a Marine DLC. So whether or not this knocks the idea of a Marine DLC out of the park, I'm definitely a bit on the fence with. However, regardless of that, I'm still so happy that we're getting finally Lagoon decorations. Now, these can vary from what we know being shipwrecks, which is definitely quite cool, the Indominus Rex skeleton that was seen in Fallen Kingdom, as well as lights and cages, surprisingly, which is definitely going to be quite interesting to see. Now, I have no idea what they mean by cages. However, if it's something like a shark cage for our lagoons, then that's absolutely awesome, and I didn't even think of it. I don't know why, but now that idea's in my head, I'm truly hoping that it is like a shark cage that your mosasaur swims about. Hopefully doesn't eat, but again, regardless of that, it just seems like such a cool concept. We also we also have better viewing options for our lagoons now, with clearer glass, as well as the lights just to light up the lagoon, and I feel like that is something that was sort of focused on with both the DLC and the update, with of course making the Styxosaurus glow in the dark. There is also stuff like coral and seaweed. I'm pretty sure there's quite a lot to choose from with regards to the lagoon decorations, but again, I can't tell you absolutely everything because I don't know it. However, we only have to wait one day, so yeah, let's see tomorrow. So, warranted with most updates, this update will come with some bug fixes, some pretty interesting behaviour changes, i.e. our pterosaurs will now actually attack the capture team helicopters, which is something I've always thought was in the game anyway for some reason, but I guess it wasn't, so it's cool to see that they will actually come and attack helicopters now. As well as this, we're also getting some pretty cool new decorations, varying from Jurassic Park banners to the ability to actually change the colour of lights now, which is so cool because before it was only stuff we could do on like our shopping and restaurant buildings. Now we can actually do it on just regular everyday lights, which is really cool because I wonder if on like the Jurassic Park burning pillar things will they be able to change the colour of the fire, because that would just be awesome. Imagine having like a T-Rex enclosure, when you walk in it, it's just a load of like blue fire pillars. I don't know why that's so cool in my head, but yeah, definitely quite an interesting concept. However, that does just about wrap up today's video. I've tried to cover as much as possible, and if that, I've tried to cover everything that in my notes was worth noting. If you have enjoyed or found today's video useful, please do consider liking and subscribing. 30 likes would be absolutely awesome, and again, really trying to push for 2k at the minute, so your support is greatly appreciated. On that note, thanks for watching, and I do hope to catch you in the next one.